Alright guys, we're back again, finally. We've been doing a really bad job of editing. Spy still isn't out as of July 1st, embarrassingly enough. But, that being said, we're back with another review. Today, or recently, a couple days ago, we watched Ted 2. And, so Aidan, describe the plot of Ted 2.
Ted realizes that he's not legally a person and attempts to fight it in court. Ted, Marky Mark, and some girl smoke a bunch of weed. They go to Comic-Con, and then Ted becomes legally a person so they can get married. What did you think of the movie, Connor?
Well, I thought that the movie, I didn't really like it, to be honest. Seth MacFarlane's humor, to me, isn't funny. And, especially in this movie, we see a lot of just, this was more like a movie where Seth MacFarlane tried to, put his beat-to-death political ideas in through the character of Ted. And the problem with Ted is, A, he sounds just like Peter from Family Guy, who's obviously a pretty recognizable character, especially being the most recognizable character, I would say, made by Seth MacFarlane, and he basically copied the voice for that, except this time he plays a teddy bear, who acts pretty much the same as that character. He's a retard that smokes weed and shit have you. And I thought it was stupid. I thought everything was stupid. I thought it was dumb that the lawyer smoked weed. Like, not that she necessarily smoked weed. I just thought it was, like, kind of a stupid way to progress the plot, that she just, the first day that they meet up, she just starts ripping a bong in front of him or whatever. Just seemed weird to me. The whole movie, just had a lot of odd ideas to it that I don't think really necessarily... What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneeze.
It was just a weird sneeze and it pissed me off. Pisses me off. No, but, what was I saying? No, I thought the lawyer was kind of a dumb idea. I think they could have introduced her in a better way, especially since in the end she didn't do anything. They could have introduced her in a different way. Because in the end, Morgan Freeman ended up being the lawyer. So... yeah, I mean, she ended up not even really having a complete arc. The complete arc would have been her solving Ted's case, but really she's just a good enough lawyer to know that there's another lawyer that's so good at battling legal cases that Ted will make it for sure. And it just seemed pointless and dumb. So Aidan, what did you think of this movie?
Well, now that you're done ranting for 2 years...
I didn't rant for 2 years. We're 3 minutes into the video.
I thought the movie was pretty terrible.
A minute and a half.
I mean, in all honesty, the movie it was kind of, like you said, Seth MacFarlane's OC donut steal, He's like, oh, I'm Ted, and I think that if you're smoking weed, then you're a good person, and it fights the war on drugs when you smoke weed. And, there was lots of dumb shit, like stuff that really didn't need to be there. Basically constantly, like... there's the part where they crash into the marijuana fields, and there's just like a 30-minute scene where they're smoking pot, and the girl sings a song, and it's just like a huge time killer for no reason whatsoever.
The movie... oh, yeah, sorry.
Really, the whole movie kind of felt like that. Like, anything besides the stuff where Ted's trying to become a person was just random-ass filler, because they couldn't think of any way to make anything relevant to the plot. And the Comic-Con scene? The Comic-Con scene was embarrassing. Really, there was just... I hated the movie. That's really what it comes down to.
I think another really bad part about the movie, and I don't want to just preach solely about the bad shit they did, the stupid stuff, but I mean, like... the problem with the movie, and I saw the West movie because my friend wanted to see it, the Seth MacFarlane's Wild West Adventure, and that movie was far superior. I mean, I don't think Seth MacFarlane's comedy is funny. I'll be honest, it's not my type of comedy. If it is your comedy, you're into that pot comedy, stupid references, whatever. I don't really care if that's how you know, if that's what you're into, it's not my problem. The problem with this movie is it was an hour and 40 minutes and felt 3 hours long because it was a preach fest. It was preaching at you. It wasn't like a comedy. Like, even the Million Ways to Die in the West movie was a comedy. Seth MacFarlane's comedy, or Western. And that movie was far superior to this. And I'm not saying that movie was good by any means. I am saying it was far better than this. Because this was an hour and 40 minutes where Seth MacFarlane preached about, I would assume it's a commentary on gay rights. Or maybe civil rights. And he's trying to be like, yeah, I'm down with black people or whatever. You know, he was trying to get in there. I don't know. And then Morgan Freeman was the one that was like, you're not a human, Ted, at first. And later on, he loved Ted. But, I mean, I don't know. It was stupid. Character motivation was dumb. I like Mark Wahlberg in the same way I like Jason Statham. Like, he's a kind of a shitty actor, but it's like, you just like the guy because you know he's a massive douchebag. And he's like, go Ted, we gotta smoke the marijuana, you know. I don't know. So,
man, I don't know.
I guess I already said my favorite part. It was probably Marky Mark. What was your favorite part? And least favorite.
Let's see. My least favorite part. I think the worst parts in the movie were the entire pot farm segment where literally nothing happened and just. I don't know. It was like a 30-minute segment of nothing happening.
Well, that scene was stupid. I thought there was gonna, like, especially, like, you'd think something would happen, like, they would do some action with that, because, like, oh, they're on a pot farm, you know? So, like, maybe, like, a drug dealer. Oh, my God, you just killed me.
I didn't mean to.
You did, but.
Just roll up here.
Well, I'm dead.
You. No, you're not.
Oh, shit.
It's fucking Rain Man. It's the easiest book.
But, like I said, the pot farm, something could have happened in that movie.
I expected some Mexicans to try to behead him.
Yeah, I figured something like that. Like Seth MacFarlane would make like a really racist Mexican character that's like, get off my pot farm, AC. And it was just probably horribly racist for laughs, you know? Because that's something that Seth MacFarlane's into. Todd McFarlane created Spawn. But no, it ended up nothing happened. They just found a pot farm that had a barn in it, and they loudly destroyed the barn and then smoked the weed in the field. It's like, yeah, most likely if you found I don't remember what strand they said it was, but it was a specific strand. It's like
some special strand, and he's like, I've seen this once in my life.
I'm guessing some if you have that much marijuana, you're gonna hire a guard or something, so some dude doesn't A, burn down your field,
B, accidentally drive into it because it's right off the highway.
Yeah, B, steal it, you know? I mean, it being right off the highway is another thing. I mean, he drove like 100 feet off the highway through trees, but I mean, if someone's like, I'm gonna walk down to this house because I need gas or something, just at the off chance, you'd think they would have a guard, you know? Or if like a rival gang's like, let's steal the marijuana in the night, you know? I mean, if the rival gang finds out where that guy lives, there's no problem with him stealing the marijuana. I mean, it's just, you'd think there would be some action there, and the only action comes from a character that I might have understood if I saw the first movie, but since I didn't see the first movie, I was so fucking thoroughly lost who he was. I thought he was a runaway gag at first, and just product placement for Hasbro. Turns out he was in the first movie.
I didn't remember that. He was in the first movie, the main villain of this movie, but I had entirely forgotten. Like, really nothing with the first movie
then
stuck with me. I thought the first movie was shitty, but the first movie was actually leagues better than this one. This one was fucking terrible.
No, and that's the other thing, too, is for a hilarious comedy, or even if he just wanted a social commentary, which he did, but he didn't want to admit it at the time, even if that's just what he wanted, why did he make a movie that was impossible to follow unless you saw the first? I mean, 90% of the audience for it saw the first one, But you gotta think that there's someone out there that's like goes
you.
to a movie. Well, there's someone like me that goes to the theater, or even like someone maybe goes to the movie store and's like, "Hey, I heard the first one was good and really funny. Why don't I watch the second one?" Because generally, you watch Rush Hour. You don't really need a story because it's established right away. These guys are friends. All right, it's established right away. Him and Ted are friends, but there are these underarching story plots that definitely needed to be addressed by Seth MacFarlane. If it was like, oh my god, it's that guy from the first movie, they didn't really establish that at all until
I didn't even remember
him
until
him and Ted meet up at the end of the movie. There's no way that really, there's nothing that establishes, yep, these guys, this was the villain from the first movie. And even then, he's like, I want my own Ted, and I'm like, okay. Like, why do you want your own Ted? Who is this guy? And then apparently he wanted to like rape Ted or something. Was it a joke or something? I don't know. It was really in many aspects like that. It's just ridiculous to assume that your audience knows that. Anyway,
then,
did you say your least favorite part?
I said my least.
Wait, you didn't say your favorite yet.
I think. Can I just go with Marky Mark for my favorite as well?
Yeah.
There was really not a lot of redeeming factors to this movie, so...
I guess I already said my least favorite part. I don't remember how we got into it, but when I talked about how it was hard to follow for someone who didn't see the first movie, I mean, I'm even fine with the fact that it wasn't even that much of a comedy compared to the fact that I just didn't understand what was going on.
It was almost
if the first one was a comedy, and then the second one wanted to do a social commentary, if it was earned, that's fine. If it was earned and you wanted to do a different genre, that was fine. But this was A, advertised as a comedy, and B, an unearned comedy, or an unearned thing. And then they put in a bunch of unearned cameos, too, like Liam Neeson played Taken in the thing.
Oh my god, that was bizarre.
The other thing that pissed me off is for the pre-interview with Jimmy Fallon, they did impressions, and Seth MacFarlane did a Taken, it was a Taken impression for Liam Neeson, which I thought was hilariously unfunny because I knew he was going to do that. I'm like, $5 says he's going to do the...
I don't even get why they paid to have Liam Neeson in this movie for 30 seconds.
Well, I'm sure he honestly probably made the cameo when they were doing the A Million Ways to Die in the West, because he was a main character in that movie. So I don't know if it was like, hey, make a cameo. Because they had to have been filmed side by side. They came out a year apart.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like right off the other one.
His joke was the least funny in a pretty damn unfunny movie.
No, there were at least
He comes in and he says, tricks are for kids. That's why I can't buy them. Taken, taken, taken. And then it ends.
The thing is, I like Liam Neeson.
And he's there for 30 seconds.
The thing is, I like Liam Neeson as an actor. But I don't like... I don't think it was the worst joke. I mean, it could have been kind of funny, but again, it was just kind of a random and unearned joke. Like, I work at a grocery store and people are always weird there. I work at a grocery store and it's just old people. Just old people that ask me how to fucking buy their frosted mini wheats and shit. I don't even work near the frosted mini wheats either. It's like, fuck off, you old bitch. I'm gonna fucking cut you down with my katana blade. But seriously, in all seriousness, no, I didn't really like this movie. So would you recommend this movie, Aidan?
Oh, no, not at all. The movie was...
Not even to a fan of Family Guy?
Pretty... I mean, a fan of Family Guy might like it a little bit, but... The movie itself is... pretty unfunny. I mean, really...
Alright.
There's not a lot of humor in it at all.
I wouldn't recommend this movie either, but there is one more thing I want to point out before we sign off, per se. When we were in the theater, it was all those YOLO swag, obey snapback people and stuff. Mostly, I would say teenagers, age 13 to 18 were the primary audience there, right? That's what you'd think for a Family Guy show, even though it's rated R. But yeah, and then there were a few adults that seemed pretty like the type of audience that likes Family Guy. I probably heard laughing from the theater twice.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I mean that legitimately, like not even like quiet laughter. I'm talking like you heard jokes and it would give you like that second of silence where it's like that's where the crowd laughs, then the movie continues. And there was no laughter. Like, not even ass-kissing laughter. Like, I heard you can tell when there's ass-kissing laughter, and you see it actually pretty often at movies that are comedy movies. Like, you don't think they wouldn't find it funny alone, but in a group, they find it funny, you know? Being there, it's funny or something. What?
This level we just did.
Oh, whatever. But, that doesn't matter, because we're gonna play Batman in about 3 seconds.
Okay,
But thanks for ruining my train of thought as well. But I mean, you even see like ass-kissing laughter at like the Avengers and stuff, and unlike the Avengers, no one was laughing here. Like it's like Captain America doesn't swear, and there's just people like slapping their knee, just screaming applause and laughter from that. You know, just utter ass-kissing. You know, not something that's funny that you're actually gonna laugh at home. Maybe laugh the first time, like, half-heartedly, like, brava, Joss, you know? But, I mean, realistically, you're not gonna think it's that funny in real life, because it's not funny. Like, when Hulk said, "I'm always angry," people in the theater were, like, laughing at that, too, and I'm like, that's not funny. In the first Avengers. Not even ass-kissing laughter here. Nope. No bravo Seths, you know?
No, there was really...
It was... awkward.
A theater devoid of joy.
But I've actually talked to people who saw the movie who said they liked it. Like, and I mean, I'm talking about people like, you know, I've got a couple buddies at work that like Family Guy, and generally, you know, I say that show sucks. But you know what? I don't judge them for liking that. If that's your sense of humor, it's whatever. Despite the fact that I think the show's horrible and repetitive. It's whatever. But I've heard some people say they legitimately liked it, but I was just shocked because no one was laughing at that movie. And I mean, afterwards, there were people talking in the lobby like, yeah, I love that movie.
I think people just feel obligated to love any movie they see.
Yeah. The other thing, another thing I want to point out is I was at Quick Trip, and there was this kid that's like, I actually saw Ted the movie when I was... a very long time ago, and like his mom's like, that's fucking great, and he's like, Dad showed it to me, or it was his babysitter or something. Then he's like, and my dad works for Ted too, and I saw the movie early, and it's the same movie as the first one, only funnier and better. And it's like 4 days before the movie came out, and I don't know why I thought it was hilarious.
Well, he was incorrect about a few things.
Well, I thought the other hilarious part was that the babysitter was eating lunch at Quick Trip with a whole bunch of kids and allowing the kid to watch Ted 1 on her iPhone in the middle of a crowded gas station.
Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
I didn't think the kid was funny. I thought the babysitter was funny more, so that she just took her kid to eat at Quick Trip. I just wanted to segue into that story because it had 2 implements. And it reminds me of the classic, My Dad's Master Chief. But yeah.
So, any final thoughts about this uproarious movie?
No, I don't. And